Drivers, thank you for being awesome and keeping this economy moving. I'm Angela Roach, and this is Behind the Wheel, powered by HireMaster. According to the American Trucking Associations, there continues to be a widespread shortage of drivers in the United States. The ATA has estimated a nationwide shortage of approximately 80,000 drivers that will most likely double by 2030 to 160,000 drivers needed. In an effort to ease the pressure on driver demand, a new truck driving school campus has opened in Central Florida. Brad Ball, the president of Roadmaster Drivers, is encouraging Central Florida drivers to visit the new campus in hopes of recruiting new drivers. Ball said, quote, "To ease pressure on driver demand in Orlando, we've opened a new, much larger driving school campus in nearby Apopka. We encourage Central Floridians, especially those who might be looking for a new professional direction, to stop by and look. A whole new future could be waiting for you." End quote. The 12-acre campus is just 12 miles west in Apopka and was built to train over 1,000 truck driving students, which, according to Ball, has been needed for a while, stating, quote, "We've been in Orlando since 2002 and needed to expand to meet the growing demand for drivers in Central Florida. Trucking," continued Ball, "is an essential and increasingly well-paid and respected profession." End quote. To find new driving opportunities, head over to hiremaster.com and search for driving opportunities with the leading carriers in the industry. Last week, we had a clip from Dr. Mark Manera of Supply Chain Fitness giving tips while on the road. For this week's health and fitness tip, we go back out to Dr. Mark Manera for another great tip.
Here are 2 things you need to know to minimize the likelihood of a soft tissue injury on the job. Number 1, you need to improve your strength, your capacity, and overall fitness level. If you're stronger and fitter, you're going to be able to handle more stress out on the road or in the warehouse or just wherever. And if you're able to handle more stress, then you're less likely to get injured on the job. Number 2, warm up before you start your shift. And I'm not talking about some static stretch where you put your leg up and you stretch your hamstrings out for 30 seconds. That doesn't work. You have to do exercises that get you warmed up, sweating a little bit, and works the range of motion and also the muscle groups that you're going to be working throughout your shift. Your body gets warmed up and ready for your shift from contracting the muscles that you need to get warmed up and pumping blood into there, and static stretching just doesn't do that.
Thank you for the great tip, Mark. You can find more tips from Mark on TikTok at Dr. Mark Manera. In the news this week, the freight congestion at the ports isn't going to ease up anytime soon, as peak season for ocean freight is underway, heading into the holiday season. Between the influx of freight, land capacity issues, lack of rail cars, limited trucking capacity, and port labor negotiations, quote, "We are not yet really out of the woods when it comes to congestion," Goetz Alibrand said. Alibrand, the ocean freight head for the Americas region of DHL Global Forwarding, added that all of the port issues are, quote, "prompting delays to schedules and more cancellations from carriers," end quote. Carriers and owner-operators looking to start moving freight in and out of the ports to ease the congestion will want to look into getting a TWIC card to make port entry much easier. TWIC stands for Transportation Worker Identification Credential, and is similar to having TSA pre-check for air travel. To learn more and apply for a TWIC card, visit www.tsa.gov/for-industry/TWIC. The Presidential Emergency Board recently recommended a potential 5-year contract to address labor dispute issues, such as wages and health care. The proposal put forth by the Biden administration aims to increase wages by 24% over its 5-year course. Wages will increase from 4 to 7% annually, beginning this year until 2024. The Association of American Railroads released a statement regarding the proposal, stating that the proposal would provide an average employee and increased payout of more than $11,000 upon ratification. Although the Presidential Emergency Board's recommendations offer workers better compensation, railroads are still reporting crew shortages with potential hires dropping out of training. The AAR has addressed this issue with negotiations in an attempt to retain workers and said, quote, the industry is prepared to propose agreements based on the Presidential Emergency Board's recommendations to provide our employees with long overdue pay increases and avert rail service interruptions, end quote. A member of the Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way employees shared that, quote, so many people are quitting and the ones that stick around are disgruntled and take little pride anymore in their work. And that's not who we are as railroaders. So we're all demoralized and pushed to where we just don't care anymore, end quote. The Presidential Emergency Board has declined to weigh in on issues regarding crew shortages. In this week's Weather Watch, the summer heat is coming to an end as there will be much milder temperatures across the U.S. The Southern Plains and Lower Mississippi Valley experienced heavy amounts of rain earlier this week, bringing multi-day flash flood warnings, which are expected to subside today through tomorrow. Heavy rain will slowly move from the Lower Mississippi Valley towards the Deep South, covering much of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. If you find yourself in any of these areas throughout the rest of this week, make sure to check local weather reports and watch for flash flood warnings. Stay safe out there. And that's going to do it for Behind the Wheel this week. I'm Angela Roach. Be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe on YouTube to catch each episode. And leave us a like and a comment. We'll see you next time on Behind the Wheel, powered by HireMaster.